brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with a quick impromptu lesson before we head to camp. And so pretty much before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us His truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you we say Shalom. All right, and pretty much in this ride and talk, we want to do a topic of pretty much, keeping the fire lit. Because as we are all aware, all right, we are now into 2025, the year of our deliverance, the hopeful year of our deliverance and destruction of Esau. And pretty much, the message we want to bring from the lesson is just pretty much telling brothers to keep that fire lit, man. Because as we see the world is coming to an end, all right, this devil is making big moves in the spirit, just as Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is doing big moves for the right-hand side for the elect as well. So, brothers and sisters that believe, man, all right, we got to keep, continuing to stay in the spirit, to get stronger in the spirit, and just keep that fire lit, because the fervency of this devil moving on the left hand, all right, we got to match that same fervency, all right, with the right hand. Anything you want to add to that?
I mean, just like you said, keep that fire lit. We're moving into the darkest times, right, of prophecy. Mm-hmm. And as we move into that time, you'll need that fire, that light, to be able to maneuver, man. Mm-hmm. So that fire being lit goes, hand in hand with, the works in the spirit that you do, but it also pairs to the light that you're going to be afforded, right, in these times to come.
That's right. So we'll open up here in Romans chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed." All right, and as we just made mention, we see that we're clearly at the end. All right, this devil is proving to us more and more that he's at his wit's end, man. All right, he's scratching his head trying to figure out what he can do to try to overthrow prophecy. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's words are becoming more and more, clearer to us that, like I said, we are at the cusp of his destruction, man. Okay, so our salvation is nearer than we believe, so that means that we must go even harder to make our calling of election sure, man. It says, "The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light," because as you made mention, all right, this word is becoming darker and darker, so therefore, all right, we must, gird ourselves with that armor of light, which is, this word, man. All right, as it says in Ephesians, the 6th chapter, all right, the whole armor, all right, the helmet of salvation, the shield of faith, all right, all, the armor, as it says in that, you can read it. But knowing how to walk in these days is imperative for you to be able to make it through until the end, man. It says, "Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying," because as we see, all right, hey, the people of this world, the ones that still sleep, man, they're lost out here, man. All right, and here it is. We go into this every year, New Year's Eve of destruction, and right every year that comes in, the Lord starts the year off with a bang. All right, you had this quote unquote T attack happen, down in New Orleans. All right, and of course there's a Jake, that they're putting up. He had a Muslim name. All right, nigga drove a car through, crowd, killing however many people. I forgot the number. But we are not of the people of this world walking in darkness, man. All right, we have the light, therefore we must walk as we have the light, man.
Right. Like it said, walk honestly, man. Right. Mm-hmm. That means to move with integrity, man. Mm-hmm. And your integrity is rooted in the scriptures. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you're moving in any way contrary, then you're going to be a liability in these times, man.
That's right.
Because now you're susceptible to the attacks that Satan has set forth, man. All the traps and pitfalls, that we see coming, man. That we've been given the spiritual foresight, the eyesight, to be able to maneuver around, man.
Right, because this devil has many enchantments out here to try to destroy your spirit, man. Yeah. Okay, so this is why verse 14 says, "But put ye on the Lord Yahushai Hamashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof," because this is how this devil is going to be able to get you. All right, it's by playing on your lust, which is why you know, the spirit of admonishment is going out even harder on brothers to, you know, overcome your lust, man. All right, get out the flesh and be more in the spirit of the Lord, because the times that we're coming into is going to require, all right, more suffering, all right, more patience, and most importantly, more confidence and faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. All right, so as you know, are supposed to be growing in wisdom, all right, your protection is going to be that much more, all right, from these demons and these different, you know, things that Esau Edom is doing in the earth, man. All right.
It's a scripture that talks about how you sow bountifully, you will reap bountifully, roughly paraphrasing. And, you know, going into that fire, a fire has to be stoked, man. It has to be fed, right? So you have to continually feed your spirit, you know? So what we're seeing right now is the Lord is giving us this opportunity to feed that fire, right? So that it can burn the more brighter, right, as the darkness continues to close in, man.
That's right. Grab this real quick. This is St. John chapter 7, verse 38. It says, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." Because as you made mention about, you know, that fire constantly needed to be stoked. All right, that fire ultimately is the spirit of the Lord that's within us. And so if you're constantly, you know, supping with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, the Lord is giving you that proverbial firewood to keep that fire lit and burning brighter, man. Okay, because as we know, you know, with all the shit that Esau's doing, this nigga's opening portals. All right, this nigga's doing heavy enchantments. All right, he has his witches and warlocks on the clock 24 hours of the day. All right, he's not stopping, man. All right, so this is why you must keep that fire burning, because if you allow your flame to get dim, okay, that gives leeway for the agents of darkness to come in and overtake you, man. All right, because hey, whether you know it or not, man, we're under attack, all right, constantly, throughout the day, throughout the night, in our dreams, all right. Hey, Esau Edom and his demons, and the demons, because they're not his, they're Satan's, ultimately they're the Lord's, but these demons are constantly attacking, man. So like the brother just said, man, you got to continually make sure that your armor has no chinks in it, because any little thing that Esau can use as an advantage, he's going to do it to you, man. All right. This is why at the end of the day, you got to stay prayed up, continue to read, continue to, just stay in the spirit. Grab this here in Revelation 1 and 3 real quick. Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." All right. So at the end of the day, man, you got to stay, tapped into the spirit of the Lord, man. And that's how you keep your fire lit, man. All right, constantly being on your watch. All right, staying tapped into what is going on in Israel, man. All right, watching brothers' videos. Most importantly, watching the elders, start with Apostle Tar, Gabar, Rakah, and Apostle Ramlab, elder bishops on down. All right, that's keeping you in the loop of what's going on in the spirit, man. Because as we see, the elder watchmen, staying upon their watch. All right, they're letting their fire burn. All right, the same thing we have to do amongst us. Okay.
Hey, output requires input, man. Right. So if you're not putting anything into your spirit, if you're not feeding your spirit, then your spiritual output is going to be lacking, man. Mm-hmm. Right. So how much more, when you actually need the Lord, right, in these dire circumstances, man.
Right.
So the output that you seek to have, right, it has to mirror the input, man.
Right. Because at the end, like, you look at it as essentially like a lighthouse.
Yeah.
A lighthouse, all right, has a very strong light that emits through, the fog that you can see in the distance. So when the ships that are coming, all right, they're able to see that light emitting from the lighthouse, and they'll be able to determine how far they are from land before they wreck.
Right.
All right, and that's essentially what in the spirit is happening with us. Okay, because as the light is shining brighter for us, that's letting us know that, look, Yahushua is almost here. He's damn near, back in essential, because when you look how Esau Edom has been moving, he's moving very, very erratically, because he knows that Yahushua is here, man. Okay, because first and foremost, his spirit is here. This is why I said that, because you got brothers all throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing forth the light, all right, shining in all corners of darkness to where there's no areas of what this devil's doing that brothers is not touching on, man. You know, I got something for you real quick. This is Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Right, right. So it's our responsibility to keep that light, keep that light burning, man. Right? You made the analogy of a lighthouse, right? There's a man, like I think it's called a porter or something of that nature, whose job it is to make sure that light is always being seen, man. He has to stay up there and keep it fueled, right? Keep it clean, right? Regardless of who's out there or if anybody's out there.
Right.
He has to be up there day in, day out, right? For months and years on end, in order to have that light available for the storms that come upon the lands, man. So how much more the watchmen of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai for the storm that Esau is about to bring upon us, man. Right? Wow. We have to keep that light. We have to keep that fire, right? Keep that candle lit, man. And if your spirit starts to wane, you have to pray for more strength, man.
Right.
Because like the priest said, we're under constant attack, man. We're constantly being bombarded with spirits. So the Lord is expecting us to make those cries out so that he can give us the strength to overcome these things, man.
And brothers and sisters that, tune in to these lessons, they need that just as much as we need, that same boost, as we watch, the elders and other brothers' videos. We need, the constant prayers to the Lord. All right, that what we're the output that we give. All right, brothers and sisters, they're able to tap into that spirit, and that feeds them and keeps them going as well, man. So the fire that we're lighting within ourselves helps keep other people's light lit as well, man.
That's right.
Verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Right, so like you said, they see the good works of the prophets, man. Right, and they mirror that. They mark the steps of the perfect man, rather. Right, so they see, how men of the Lord carry themselves, how men of the Lord move, and they want to live that righteous lifestyle, man.
Right, because the spirit of the Lord is needed to keep going. All right, because like you said, if you're not feeding your spirit, you're not going to be able to put anything worthwhile out to feed the elect, because that's one of the things that we're tasked with, all right, is making sure that the Lord's flock is fed, man. All right, because there's a lot of people out here claiming to be, shepherds, claiming to be, the men of the Lord, but they're not utilizing the spirit that the Lord has sent down here, man. The oil, all right, which is one of the things that you could use, like when you have like the old lamp that was used back in the day. All right, you had the wick that was placed in the oil, and when you would light it, all right, that the oil will keep that fire burning, man. And that's the same thing, essentially, what's happening with us in the spirit as we continue to grow with the wisdom. All right, that oil is constantly being renewed for us, man. Right. But if you're not, praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai to increase you in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, to increase your faith, all right, eventually that oil's gonna run dry, and your light's gonna be dim, man.
Right. That's why scriptures talk about being daily in the temple, man. Right. Because when you're in the temple, when you're watching the videos, when you're reading, right, you're studying in some form or fashion, staying abreast of current events, seeing what the topics, that the elders and apostles are delving into, then you can, You can disseminate those things through to the other believers, man.
Right.
Right? So, like the scriptures talk about, he who is teacheth many but is unprofitable to himself, right? That comes from you not filling your own cup, man.
Yeah.
Because when your cup isn't full, there's only so much you can give, and ultimately you'll be giving to a point where there's nothing left, man. For yourself.
All right, that's spirit. Look at this real quick. This is Proverbs 21:20. There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. That's essentially what the brother just said, man. All right, that oil has to constantly be replenished, which is replenished, like I said, when you're constantly in the temple. All right, when you're getting fed off of the videos, you're getting fed off of you reading on your own, all right, the studying, all right, that it increases that oil to keep you going. Because like you said, if you're constantly, putting out, but you're not refilling, all right, it's going to eventually, be a negative that's going to, hit you to where you're not going to have anything else to put out, which is going to cause you to eventually flame out, man. Right. Because when you look at how the Lord is setting this up, you got a lot of guys out here that's acting like they got the oil, but when this shit really goes down, all right, which Lord willing, this year will be the year that we see everything that we've been waiting for to happen. These guys are going to see that, hey, their lamps is empty, man. They're not going to be able to continue to perpetrate like the Lord is dealing with them, and they're going to see that they're really in darkness. The Lord had just been, giving them the idea to think they were still in the spirit, but really they were just, blinded by demons, giving them a false light, man. Let's see what else we got. We'll get the parable of the wise virgins, and we'll close out with that. All right, this is Matthew 25. Yep. Matthew 25:1. It says, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. And they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps." You want to say something?
Right. I was just going to add, you made the oil analogy, right? The wise are taking this oil, for these dark times, man. Right? Taking this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Because we know this is what's going to be required, for us to be able to endure, man. And like I said, those other 5, the foolish virgins, they didn't take any oil, man. Right? They thought that they were going to be good without it. And they're going to be sorely mistaken, man.
Right, because that's like we just read. It said the foolish spendeth it up. All right, because they thought that they was going to be here forever. They truly aren't seeking the kingdom of heaven, because really this is their kingdom.
Exactly.
These niggas got all the fame. They got the the money. They got the acclaim with them. So they got everything that they desire, man. But when it comes down to it, what we seek, all right, this world really can't fulfill for us, man. All right, we look for a kingdom, all right, to where we'll be able to serve our Lord, the way that we were intended to, which is, all right, by keeping the law, statutes, commandments, by being perfect.
Right.
Okay. It says, "And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh." It's like the bride. I'll read it again. Verse 5. It says, "While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps." All right, and when you go into the trimming of the lamps, all right, it's pretty much you making yourself ready, all right, for the Lamb's return, man.
Right.
All right, which is what we're doing. Okay, every year it requires a bigger sacrifice that we must give to the Lord, all right, to further detach us from this kingdom, man.
Right. You got to cut off all the things that are unnecessary, man.
Yeah, anything that's hindering you, all right, that's keeping you from really, putting out the output that you can do, man. You got to get rid of it, man. That's part of mortifying this flesh, man.
Right.
It says, because hey, when that deliverance happens, man, okay, nobody's really gonna be looking for it but the elect.
Exactly.
All right, like when you read Revelation the 18th chapter, and that cry was made, come up, I forget how it's worded, come up here, roughly paraphrasing. All right, we're gonna be the ones anticipating that, man.
Right.
Because here it is, you niggas out here that claim to be in the knowledge, man. You're not looking for Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because that's how you know that, because we're the only ones really prophesying about Yahweh Shai's return. We're the only ones out here, all right, teaching you that that the elect are only ones that's going to be delivered. Okay, because the elect is the only ones putting the work in for real, man.
Right.
It says, verse 8, "And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in, with him to the marriage, and the doors were shut. The same way how we read about in you know, Genesis during the time of the flood, how Noah, all right, after he was finished building the ark, and the Lord, you know, began to flood the earth, all right, when those doors were shut, they were sealed, all right, nobody was able to get in, all right, that was already outside of those that was already inside of it. That's going to be the same thing that's going to happen in today's time with this spiritual ark, man. All right, because once Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, all right, he closes the doors of mercy, all right, those that are in his house, hey, Lord willing, we're of that number, we're going to be sealed for that protection, for that salvation, while the rest of this world is going to start to realize that they aren't protected. Right. You know? It says, and afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. And he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. And that's the scary part, man. Because you got Jake out here that think the Lord is dealing with him. Like, sincerely think the Lord is dealing with him, but they're wrong. They're sincerely wrong. All right? Niggas out here butchering the scriptures, all right, thinking that they, you know, they're breaking it down to their knowledge instead of what the Lord said what the knowledge is. You know, guys out here, you know, with ulterior motives, that's teaching, they may be teaching the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but still, their spirits aren't right, and ultimately, they're not of the elect, man. You know? It says, watch therefore, for ye know not, for you know neither the day nor hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. All right, and the point being, this is why we're saying we got to keep that fire lit until the end. All right, because as we know, the Lord is searching Jerusalem with candles, man. All right, and those that the Lord is seeing, whose candles are burning the brightest, are those that's truly doing the work in sincerity and truth, man. Those are gonna be the ones he's gonna come back and deliver, man. That's right. All right. So you got anything else? No. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this and go ahead and, you know, go out and start camp. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. So we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say Shalom.